In the first segment, you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything.
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
Woke is a word used by the black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice. Who's not for that? But words do migrate.
At all concerned about the fact that the International Criminal Court just today issued a subpoena for Bibi Netanyahu?
Well, that's ridiculous.
Bill Maher didn't just disagree with Sunny Hostin. He completely took apart her argument, and the whole woke Hollywood scene with sharp wit and pinpoint accuracy. His response was so spot on that it left the audience speechless. Here's the surprising part. Even though both Maher and Hostin lean left politically, Maher made it clear he's not following the woke agenda, making sure Hostin and everyone watching knew exactly where he stands.
In the first segment, you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're...
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Bill Maher dropped a truth bomb on The View that sent Hollywood's woke defenders into a frenzy. By openly criticizing extreme sides of woke culture, Maher didn't just spark a debate. He ignited a firestorm. His bold stance exposed a growing rift within the political left. Maher argued that the term woke has evolved and that its current usage often reflects rigid, overly sensitive ideologies. This hit a nerve, especially since he's known as a progressive voice himself. What makes this so significant is how it's shaking up the internal dynamics on the left. Maher's comments are pushing liberals to question how far wokeness should go, potentially reshaping the movement's future direction. This showdown isn't just a passing controversy. It's a pivotal moment that could redefine progressive culture.
If I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for an organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick.
When Bill Maher appeared on The View to promote his latest book, no one expected the conversation to turn into a fiery debate. But that's exactly what happened. Instead of a routine interview, Maher ended up challenging his own political side, leaving everyone stunned. It all started when Sunny Hostin tried to corner him by asking why he was using the term woke as a weapon. She aimed to paint him as a hypocrite, suggesting he was attacking a movement he once supported. But Maher didn't take the bait. Instead, he flipped the script, arguing that the meaning of woke has changed over time and calling out the extremes of cancel culture. His bold stance shook up the conversation, exposing growing tensions within the progressive camp. What began as a simple PR appearance turned into a pivotal moment in the debate over woke.
But it struck me that in the first segment, you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're...
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bashed. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
Sunny Hostin thought she had Bill Maher cornered by trying to label him as a hypocrite, someone attacking a culture he was once part of. She aimed to make him look like an outsider criticizing his own side. But Maher saw right through her strategy. He wasn't about to fall for what he saw as a common tactic of twisting words to trap opponents. Instead, he stayed one step ahead, skillfully deflecting the accusation and turning the conversation back on her. Maher's quick thinking not only protected his stance, but also exposed the flaws in Hostin's argument, leaving her without the upper hand she expected.
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice. Who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want.
Okay.
Because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know. Want to call it the super far left?
He bought it for like $1, didn't he? So, you know.
Well, that's because he's... But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a joke. But,
Too dark.
Well, maybe it is, but it's true. I mean, you know, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for an organization like Hamas, That straightened me up pretty quick.
Bill Maher, known for his liberal views, admitted that he was shocked when he saw some woke supporters backing Hamas. This caught his attention because he couldn't understand how people who claimed to stand for social justice could support a group with a history of violence and extremism. Maher pointed out the contradiction of criticizing Israel's right to exist while supporting Hamas, which has been designated as a terrorist organization by countries like the U.S., Canada, and the European Union. This inconsistency surprised him, showing that even someone firmly on the left can question extreme narratives within their own political camp.
Well, I mean, it's just astounding to me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. I mean, just morally. I mean, let me tell you, if you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. And I'm not talking about while the war's on. I mean, before the war. Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv, a place that has your values.
Bill Maher didn't pull any punches when he pointed out a major double standard on The View. He argued that most of the show's hosts, including Sunny Hostin, would likely choose to live in Israel over Palestine if given the option. His reasoning? Israel's values align much more closely with American culture, especially when it comes to women's rights and personal freedoms. Maher highlighted the irony of the woke crowd harshly criticizing Israel while staying silent about Palestine's strict laws that heavily restrict women's rights. He made it clear that those who champion social justice would struggle under the oppressive rules in Palestine. By exposing this contradiction, Maher forces critics to confront the uncomfortable gap between their outspoken activism and the realities they personally avoid. This bold statement shook up the conversation, leaving the woke camp scrambling to defend their stance.
I mean, women have no, I mean, this is a show watched by a lot of women. Women have no rights in this place. And a lot of majority Muslim countries around the world. I mean, there is no equal rights as far as speech, dress, opportunities for education, reproductive rights, freedom from sexual violence, freedom from harassment.
The LGBTQ community.
I mean, yes. You that too. But you throw around the term apartheid. There is a gender apartheid in a lot of the world where women are second-class citizens at best.
Ouch! That had to hurt. It's one thing to be called incompetent or unfit to lead the world's most powerful nation, but being compared to a lifeless puppet while still in office? That's next-level brutal. It also feeds right into the popular theory that Biden isn't really in charge, but is just a figurehead while the real decision-makers operate behind the scenes. Bill Maher's appearance on The View wasn't just a minor inconvenience for the woke crowd. It was a full-blown disaster. His sharp wit and piercing one-liners left Sunny Hostin visibly rattled. By the time Maher delivered his final punchline, Hostin's arguments had completely fallen apart, and the woke narrative was in shambles. Maher didn't just win a debate. He completely dismantled the opposition, leaving them with no ground to stand on. It was a masterclass in argumentation, and a reminder that sometimes sharp humor is the most powerful weapon of all.